Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm starting a new series playing the Modpack Biohazard Project Genesis, which I don't know how many episodes I'm going to get out of it, but I've been enjoying the pack. I think I've got about 20 hours of footage. I'm hoping to get probably 4 hours in this video, so we'll see how that turns out. Speaking of the video, I'm trying a new editing style, so let me know what you guys think of that in the comments below. And with that said, make sure to like, subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this mod pack starts you out with some character creation, which I kind of just blew past because I'm not really a big fan of character creation. The thing I am a fan of, though, was you did get to choose a starting class, which I ended up choosing ex-military because funny pistol go burr and all that fun stuff. And it also spawns you in some weird underground bunker, which I explored a bit, looted a chest, and then decided to head up to the surface and swim to shore because it spawned me underwater for some reason. Once on the surface, it didn't take long for me to run into my first few infected, and well, I'll leave this footage mostly intact and just show y'all how that encounter went. On my way to the ship, but... Oh, I hear another one. Why do I hear another one? Oh no. Okay. Another bone. Another one. I saw him up there somewhere. I'm sorry, are you a runner? What are you doing? So after that encounter, I went about chopping down a tree, crafted up some basic tools, and made a little boat as well, because surrounded by ocean might as well. And I set off to this little structure I found on the minimap. So after getting to the structure, I saw someone on there, and I may or may not have made the mistake of putting multiple 9mm bullets into his skull and body. Oops. And turns out he wasn't the only one on here. Went to talk to this guy. Depressed. I wonder why he was depressed. Maybe because I just murdered his friend. Oh, I am not off to a good start here, am I? And just to add the icing on the cake, I also robbed him of all of his belongings. About 5 minutes later, I found this weird structure that was definitely from the zombie mod. And inside, found this nether portal and a chest, which... it's very interesting. I didn't know what all to make of it. And I found a golden apple too, which apparently can cure you from infection. Which means you can get infected. And that's not what I want to hear. So after finding that structure, I went a little bit further and found this giant city-like structure. And after some exploring, I found a couple zombies. Did not have good loot though. The chests were empty and it kind of sucked. So, decided to leave at night, and that was a huge mistake. I should not have done that. They're not chasing, though. Still a hard pass, and I'm out of here. What? No! Well, I mean, it's Minecraft, so I can just spawn nearby, get my loot back. Everything will be fine, and... why do I feel like that's not gonna happen? Well, this fucking sucks. Well, you know, the worst that can happen is I just don't find any new loot. I mean, I'm in this city, right? I should be able to get some stuff. Oh, what do you know? There's a gun in this chest. I should be able to do something with that, right? Oh my god, this mod pack sucks. So after 20 minutes of nothing interesting and constant death, I finally got that gun out. I got some other stuff and just went away, found this really cool structure that I wanted to explore and possibly turn into a house. It was also at this point where I was very consistently having to fight off infected no matter what I was doing, and I just didn't have the tools to do so. The stone tools required something called rope, which you could only get from rice or flax, and I didn't have access to either of those for a very long time. The only other way to get rope was from structures like this, which I think I did end up finding some in here. I don't want to scroll through the footage. I know at some point I get some. While this house was a bit of a fixer-upper, it was usable, and that's all I was looking for. I could do what I needed to later. It's just a matter of looking around, looting it, which there ended up being some loot in the attic, which was really nice, some nice iron. And it was at this point where I kind of spent the next 20 minutes just kind of going around the building. Died to zombies again, which, I mean, sucks, but can't help it at this point. I'm still very weak. Ended up finding that basement. Had decent loot, nothing I could use at the moment, and I kind of just cleaned up the house a bit because it was just full of leaves and it was really, really bad. This entire time I was also having to manage the zombie problem that was slowly building up outside. Learned out later they could break windows, and that becomes a whole other issue. And I ended off this session with just going through the quest book and cleaning up the attic, putting down some chests, storing my loot, all that fun stuff. Alright, so we're at the second recording session. So, second session, new mindset. Decided that I really needed some raw resources, so I went down to the basement and just started digging. While I was down there, the only thing that I could find that was worth anything was coal and some iron at the bottom that I could not mine at all. After that failed attempt of trying to get resources, I went back up and just decided to look at the quest book a bit. I decided to do 2 quests, one of which had me making a ghillie suit. So I had to go out, gather leaves, and craft that, which was, it looked cool, but offered no armor, and I still got 2-tapped by most of the zombies. The other thing I did was try and create this tiny little farm, but did not really end up how I wanted it to, and much later I ended up redoing the farm in another section of the house, and it was a lot better. After creating one of the worst farms in Minecraft history, I decided to go out and explore a bit. And I found another bunker, which had a zombie in it, and I got infected. However, it did have pretty decent loot, so I mean, I'm not going to complain. Just another death. I think I'm up to like 15 at this point. Also, at some point, I managed to get some rope. No clue where that came from, but I was finally able to upgrade from wood, and I made an iron pickaxe. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. So badly needed it. And with that iron pickaxe, I had a huge leap in progression. I was finally able to start getting ores at a quicker rate. I used the ores that I had gathered to use that gun that I had gotten way back when, I think at this point 2 hours ago. Made some ammo for it, made the ammo bench, made a gun bench, made an attachment bench, made all this stuff. I was finally progressing. And with that newfound confidence, I decided to go mining again. But this time I would not come back empty-handed. And you know what? I didn't come back empty-handed. I cleared out the cave, zombie by zombie by zombie. Once everything was dead, I started mining. I got andesite, I got iron, I got copper, I got sulfur, I got potassium. I mean, I even found gold. I got so much ore that I so badly needed. Everything was finally going right. There were also a couple cave spiders down there. I don't really know what was happening with these guys, but, they were there too. Sadly, though, all good things must come to an end, and it was the cave spiders themselves that sent me packing. Got hit by one, and the poison was just too much. Even through the poison, though, I was determined to stay alive, and with a sliver of health, I crawled my way out of the cave and returned home with all of the loot. Alive. I don't think I'd ever been so happy to return from a mining trip. Ever. I was almost out of ammo. I was almost dead. But I made it back with all of that copper, all of that gold, all of that iron, and I started smelting it immediately. Also, at some point, I decided to make barbed wire. Can't remember why, but boy am I glad I did. This stuff is so useful. Honestly, whenever it comes to the long term, I want to put this all around the walls that I build to keep these zombies out because it just works so well. Speaking of useful, at some point I got duct tape, which look at that. It just immediately heals so much durability off your tools. I think I got it from a quest reward, and it is very cheap. It's only slime balls and string. And with that, that is the end of episode 1 of this series. I cut up about 4 hours of footage to make this video, and it doesn't feel like it. It was a lot more high effort, but I do like the quality of the video, and I think it came out a lot better. I hope you guys think that way too, and like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think of the new editing style, and I hope to see y'all in the next one.